It's been a minute since I last talked to you guys on Saturday, and a lot of NBA news, injuries, amazing game performances happened since then. So yeah, in today's video, we're going to be talking about everything that happened on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We had a couple major injury happens, a couple major trade deadline news stuff come out, as well as the Week 12 Player of the Weeks. So if you guys do enjoy these videos, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And let's get into it. So LeBron James sat down with ESPN and talked about his Lakers future. Now, Sam Amick, who's a reputable source for The Athletic, and came out and said basically LeBron is getting impatient with the Lakers and wants to win now. LeBron responded quickly on Twitter and said, "Hey Sam, actually my patience isn't waning. You make it sound like I'm frustrated when I'm really not. I told you over and over my job is focused on the guys in the locker room. My job isn't the roster." So it looks like LeBron is okay with the current construction of the Lakers roster. We'll see if they move the picks at the deadline. It's looking more likely that they're not going to be doing that. So there was a report that came out over the weekend that Fred VanVleet turned down a 4-year, $114 million contract extension that the Raptors offered him in the offseason. Now, Fred VanVleet has come out since that report came out and said that is misleading and the Raptors didn't really make a formal offer. VanVleet is currently in his third year of a 4-year, $85 million deal with Toronto. He has a $22.8 million player option next year. That's up in the air if he's going to accept that player option. Mark Stein came out with his Substack and reported that Miles Turner turned down a contract extension from the Indiana Pacers. It's been reported that it'd be a renegotiation and extended deal, which means he would make about $19 million already on top of his $18 million this year for his current contract, and then it'll be going forward. It's looking like he's turning down contract extension offers from the Pacers, and with the trade deadline looming, but the Pacers are contending. Like, I'm not sure if Miles Turner is going to be moved this year. Feels like he's been in trade rumors every year for the last 5. And also Mark Stein reported that Jordan Clarkson turned down a contract extension offer from the Utah Jazz. Jordan Clarkson has a $14 million player option for next season. It's almost certain that he's going to decline that. He's averaging 20 points, 4.5 assists, and 4 rebounds this season. He'd make a lot more in the open market. So Mark Stein gave us a lot of news. He also reported that the Rockets are looking for a unprotected first-round pick for Eric Gordon at this year's trade deadline. I know shooting is very valuable, but I'm not sure if any team's giving up an unprotected first for a 34-year-old Eric Gordon. Mark Stein also reported that double-digit teams are interested in Bojan Bogdanovic, and the Pistons are also looking for an unprotected first for him. I think we could see a bidding war for Bogdanovic near the deadline, and he is going to be moved in my prediction. Okay, Mark Stein gave us so much news. He also reported that the Cleveland Cavaliers have interest in Tim Hardaway Jr. The Mavericks have reportedly made Tim Hardaway Jr. available on the trade market. The only thing is it's hard to find $19 million to match his current salary. He also mentioned that there could be some type of Caris LeVert for Tim Hardaway Jr. swap. And lastly, KJ Martin has agreed to participate in this year's Slam Dunk Contest. He joined Shaedon Sharpe in the competition that happens in mid-February in Salt Lake City. So yeah, the NBA released Week 12's Player of the Weeks. I've mentioned LeBron already once in this video. I'm going to mention him again later in the video. But yeah, he was the Western Conference Player of the Week. He averaged 35 points, 8.7 rebounds, 7.7 assists, and the LA Lakers went 3-0 during that stretch. And Donovan Mitchell is your Eastern Conference Player of the Week. The Cavs also went 3-0 in that stretch. He averaged 37.7 points, including that 71-point performance, 5.3 rebounds, and 7.3 assists. He's been on a tear as of late. We sadly have a major injury that happened over the weekend. Kevin Durant suffered an MCL sprain during Sunday's win over the Miami Heat. He will be out at least 2 weeks. He's averaging almost 30 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 5.3 assists on the season. We'll see how the Nets can perform without Kevin Durant, but as one of the hottest teams in the NBA over the last month, it's going to be tough to match that production without their best player. We have an Anthony Davis update as he's been beginning to ramp up his rehab, and he could return in a few weeks. Cameron Payne is set to be reevaluated in 2 weeks with a foot sprain. Payne missed 9 games last month and re-aggravated this injury on Wednesday. Chris Paul is also day-to-day with hip soreness, so the Suns have felt some point guard injury bug this year. LeBron James was ruled out last night against Denver due to left ankle soreness, and it's a big deal because LeBron is only 35 points away from being the second player in NBA history to score 38,000 points. He's currently 422 points away from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time scoring leader. There's a really good chance it happens this year, and he does it in 100 less games. The NBA also released their current power rankings, and their top 5 right now, the Denver Nuggets are the best team in the NBA in in NBA.com's eyes. They have the Celtics at number 2, the Nets at number 3. Like I mentioned before, we'll see how long they can last here in the top 5 without Kevin Durant. They have the Memphis Grizzlies at 4, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have jumped into the top 5. Let me know, do you think the Nuggets are the best team in the NBA at this current moment? And lastly, I want to highlight a player performance from the last 3 days of NBA games. Starting on Saturday, I have to talk about LeBron's performance. LeBron continues to amaze us, man. He balled out in the LA Lakers 136-134 shootout win against the Sacramento Kings in Sacramento. He shot 50% from the field, 14 for 28 to be exact. He went 8 for 9 at the line, but yeah, he had 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. LeBron James literally looked like he was 29 out there, which is just mind-blowing that he's 38 years old. He's currently up to 29 points per game this season. That's 7th in the NBA. He's also at 8.2 rebounds on the season, which is 30th in the NBA, and 6.7 assists, which is 11th in the NBA. The dude is 38. He's going to talk himself into the MVP conversation as long as the Lakers keep performing the way they have been. And the Lakers have really turned their season around since their abysmal start to the year. Next up for Sunday's performance, I want to talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, you may have him number 1 in most improved voting right now, or at 2 behind Lauri Markkanen. Either way, he is having an all-star type season. In my opinion, he should be an all-star starter in the backcourt with Luka Doncic. Yeah, I have him in front of Ja Morant at the moment. Steph has missed a couple of games, but he balled out against the Dallas Mavericks at home on Sunday. They won 120-109. He finished with 33 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal, was 11 for 17 from the field, 11 for 13 at the line. He didn't even need to hit a 3 to get to 33 points, which is crazy for a guard in this NBA's day and age. Shai is currently up to 30.9 points per game on the season. He's also averaging 4.8 rebounds and 5.6 assists as well. And watching Shai take that next step into being a star has just been so entertaining to watch. And lastly, for the Monday, January 9th games, I want to talk about CJ McCollum's performance for the New Orleans Pelicans in their 132-112 win against the Washington Wizards on the road. We know that the Pelicans have had their 2 best players deal with major injuries this season in Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram, but CJ McCollum has been stepping up as of late. He went 12 for 21 from the field in this game. He shot 50% from 3, knocked down 4 threes. He was perfect from the free throw line. Yeah, he had 34 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. He was able to get open. He was able to create his own shot. He was a team player. I should also give love to Jonas Valanciunas, Najee Marshall, and Larry Nance Jr., who was a plus 30 in this game. It was an all-around great win for the New Orleans Pelicans, and they needed that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I would appreciate a thumbs up if you did. And yeah, answer my question before. Who do you think is the best team in the NBA at this current moment? Who would you put your money on to win the NBA Finals a couple months from now? Do you think it's Brooklyn when KD is back? Do you think it's Denver Nuggets, how good they've been as of late, being the top seed in the Western Conference? Or do you think it's Boston? And then you have Milwaukee and then maybe the Warriors if they get fully healthy. But yeah, please let me know down below. I love you guys and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.